Hey everyone, it's Anna here at Dee's for another great fall tutorial, and today we're going to be making a simple traditional fall grapevine wreath. So I chose the 18-inch frame, it's the medium, and everything I use today is going to be in a kit on shopdeeslouisville.com except for the grapevine wreath. So I'm going to gather up all the stems and the ribbon that I use, put them in a kit for you, and then you can purchase that kit. And then if you do need a grapevine wreath, they're also up on the site. But this is the medium one. You might have one at home that you can take everything off of. It's a great size for a front door. The reason I say traditional is because I'm using all of the traditional fall colors, the bright oranges and reds, a little bit of yellow and green mixed in, but I am gonna do kind of a twist on it. I've chosen some funky leaves and some really cute ribbon, and we're gonna start out by putting on the big leaves first. So first off, it's this gorgeous fig leaf pick. I love this because when you think of fall leaves, you may think of like maple or oak leaves, but these are so fun and big and bright. It's a fig leaf and it just is so pretty. It makes such a statement on a grapevine, and all you need is one of them. And as you can see, it's all wired. I'm just kind of fluffing it out, and I'm going to leave it in a piece and put it all on the grapevine first. So I've got it all fluffed out. I'm going to chop off the bottom stem a little bit, dunk it in a little glue, and I'm gonna make this design similar to one I made earlier this year. It was the magnolia. It was really popular. I'm gonna kind of do the design down here and leave a little bit of the grapevine exposed because I do like a little grapevine during the fall. It's just kind of nice and seasonal. So I'm gonna go and just dip that in glue and push that into the wreath. And now again, I'm gonna fluff them out. I want to make sure I have some leaves kind of going down and then a couple going up. But as you can see, those really make a big statement, and I love how large they are. Next, I'm going to add a couple pumpkin picks. So these are nice because it's a mix. So you've got berries, you've got some fall-looking eucalyptus, and some maple leaves on there. I'm just going to fluff it up, and I'm going to do 2 of those, cut the stem off. This one, I'm going to go up here by these leaves because I'm going to put a big, nice bow on here. So I want to leave somewhat of a gap. I'm going to go right up between this gold and this green leaf up here. Just push it in, fluff it around, bring that green leaf back to the front, those berries. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the other one, do the same thing, just fluff it a little bit, cut the bottom off, dunk in a little glue, and I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go towards this spot over here, kind of away from those leaves, and that's just going to fill in even more of that wreath. But I like it because it does add that styrofoam pumpkin on there, and it's kind of more of like a traditional look, and it just looks good with those colors. So fluff that around. There we go. Next, I'm going to add my bow, and I do have one more stem I'm going to put on at the end to fill in. But for the bow, I love this ribbon. We get it every year. It's this beautiful olivey green with the orange pumpkin on it. It's just kind of nice take on traditional, but it's a little bit more fun. I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to leave a nice long tail going down. And I always like to make sure my tails have the pumpkins going the correct direction. I'm going to make a couple loops. I'm going to hold it up there. I think I'm going to do 3 loops of each ribbon on this one just because I want the bow to be a nice focal point. All right, so I've got 3 loops. I'm going to cut that other tail. And then I also chose this really fun buffalo check in the orange and ivory. It just looks really nice on the wreath. This one is the 1.5 inch width. I'm going to go right on top, do a tail kind of going up. I'm going to do 3 loops of that. When I made the last loop of the orange, I made it a little bit smaller so it's kind of more in the center. That's just a nice twist on a traditional bow. So normally my bows are kind of funky and airy. This one, as you can see, I'll show you, I'll do that last loop again. I just went a little smaller than the other loops and pulled it towards the middle, and it kind of gives you that look of a center loop. I'm going to cut that tail. tie it off with a little bit of cloth covered wire. Right where my hand is in the middle. And I'm going to attach this bow to the grapevine right where there's this gap here. So I've got the 2 pumpkins, and then I've got this little bit of a space here. I'm going to go right there. All right, so I'm going to twist that right on. Bring that center loop up. Kind of move my tails around a little bit. And cut those tails to give them a finished edge. Okay, lastly, I have a really neat mixed stem, and you can leave your bow for now. I'm going to leave it like this because I'm going to add in this other stem, and I'm going to put some kind of in the front of the bow and off to the side. So I'm going to leave it, and I'll move it again a little bit later. The last stem I have is this gorgeous mixed lantern stem, and I love this because you get so many textures with it. You get some Chinese lanterns and some eucalyptus, but you also get bittersweet and berries on here. And what I like about this stem too is it's quite large, and I can cut it into chunks and add it throughout the whole wreath. And then you just need one of them, which is really nice. So as you can see, when I start to fluff it, there are 3 very obvious sections. The first one's really nice and long. I'm going to go on and cut that one first. Then the next one is kind of off here to the right. I'm going to go on and cut that one. And then the last one is the smallest one, and it's at the very bottom. And what you want to do is cut that one last because you're going to use the big part of the stem for that one. If you tried to cut it up here, you're going to end up having it all fall apart. So you're wanting to leave that stem. And now you have 3 really nice sections you can add in. So I'm going to fluff them a little bit. I always like to look back and see where I want them. I know I want a little up here. I know I want a little in the middle, and then some kind of down here. So I'm going to dunk this first one in glue. I'm going to go up here towards the top, just kind of up above where everything else was, and then I'm going to move everything around. So bring some of those little berry kind of wispy guys down. And it just is nice because it adds that airy texture to it and makes it look a little bit fresher. Okay, so there's one. Next step, I'm going to go right kind of behind the bow and pull some of it in front of the bow. So dunk it in a little hot glue, bring that bow back, go right behind it. And then as you can see, just bring it towards the middle of the bow. So the bow kind of before I did that looked like I had just stuck a big bow onto a wreath. But now with mixing this in, it really helps make it look more like cohesive. Okay, I'm gonna bring a lantern back to the front too. Kind of don't be afraid to bring it right in front of that ribbon, because the ribbon's still gonna show up well because we made nice big loops and we had 3 of them. So just go on and bring that stem forward. And then last, I have another one here. I'm gonna fluff it, and I'm gonna go right in here because to me that kind of looks a little flat, and I want some of that sticky outy right there. So dunk that in. Kind of go right behind that leaf. Move those around as well. Bring your pumpkin back out forwards. And now you're ready to kind of step back and look. I'm going to bring this tail over, kind of drape it in here, maybe even catch it in the little airy sprigs here. And look how nice that looks. It's just a really easy, pretty traditional wreath. What's nice about it is we use 3 different stems, so we got a lot of different texture. We've got some pumpkins, we've got ribbon, all kinds of fun stuff going on, but it's super easy to make, and we've put it all together in the kit for you. So you can go on shopdeeslouisville.com. It's gonna have all the stems and the ribbon, everything you need, and this kit is only $42. So you can go on there, you can grab everything you need, and have a beautiful wreath for your front door for fall for under $50. So go check it out.